Erin Bird here, and we are in episode number 27 of the Expand Your Preschool program in 2019, 30 tips in 30 days. And if you're joining me, say, hey, Erin, what's up? Let me know that you're here. I am going to invite a few friends who have asked me, Erin, anytime you go live, please send me an invite so I know. So I am going to really quickly go in here and see if I can invite those few friends who have asked for the reminder invitation. So if you're coming across me, my name is Erin Bird, and I am a dance studio strategist, the creator of Dance Biz in a Bag, as well as the hit list system for dance studio owners. And of course, I have my own dance company, Birdie's Kids in Motion, here in California. And so if you're joining me for the first time, I want to say welcome. And if you're a seasoned person here, seasoned member in our Teach Preschool Dance tribe, I'm so happy to have you here today. So today, I have so many friends on the East Coast who are like, Erin, we're having snow days. We are home today. So if you're home, grab yourself a nice warm beverage. I have myself a nice warm beverage here, and kick up your feet and let's chat today, because today the tip I want to give you is actually centered around number one, overwhelm. So as you all know, I have a group program, which is the Mobile Dance Mastermind, and I have some of my clients in this group. And the theme this week during their coaching call was overwhelm. A lot of them were feeling a little overwhelmed. Hello, Heather. I'm so glad that you're here. They're feeling a little overwhelmed right now because it feels like crunch time to them. It feels like I've got costume orders I have to place. I need to make sure my choreography is ready. The music, I'm working on that. So their list goes on and on and on. And so they were feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And so we had a really thorough chat this morning about that, and I wanted to actually extend that. I threw out the window what I was going to talk about today because I feel like this is really relevant for a lot of us. And so I wanted to share my tip today surrounding how do we overcome the overwhelm. And so here's the first step that I love for all of my clients to do is write it down. Write it down. Have a brain dump. Make your list of all the things that are swirling around in your brain, right? Because here's the thing, when you have all these thoughts in your head, it makes it really difficult for you to, one, focus, two, it causes you sleepless nights, which is no fun for anybody. We all need our beauty sleep, right? And it really can consume you and cause your body to do weird things when you have stress and anxiety and feel overwhelmed. And so the first step to combating that is really write it down. Write it down. Literally, brain dump and write down. If you have to make 10 lists, if you make one humongous long list, write it down. And then we go through it. And the question number one that you should go into this is, can I delegate it? If you write something down and you can hand it off to somebody else to help you with, do it. So what can I delegate? Number one, okay? The second question after we do this brain dump and we write it down is, what must I do? And so if you haven't yet, there's a book called The One Thing, and I really suggest you read that book because it is such a beautifully written book, easy read, but it helps bring clarity around the one thing. What is the one thing that you should do? By in turn makes your life so much easier. And so here's the thing, when we have these long lists of to-dos that are never ending, make no mistake about that. As soon as we check something off, it feels like one or two come more on that list, right? So, but what is the one thing that you can do that by doing it, one, makes you feel like you have accomplished something, right? What is the one thing that you can do that by doing it makes you feel so accomplished for the day? And that if you did nothing else that day, that it was a successful day, right? So figure out, what is the one thing that I must do, okay? And then, so that's the second part of this question. And then the third part after we write it all down and do our brain dump is this. Can I develop a process or a procedure for this? And if the answer is yes, that is when you, along with whoever you're delegating to, can help you create a beautiful process or procedure for this particular task. And then moving forward, it's not a task that you necessarily need to do on your own, or it's one that you can whip through quickly, easily, without a lot of mindfulness needed, right? Because we all have times of day that sometimes our minds aren't as crisp and clear as other times of day. And so those are the 3 things that I love to do when we do this write it down exercise. The exercise is this: just write it down, get it out of your brain, make it stop swirling around. But then the trick is, once you've dumped it, you've written it all down, you've gone through those 3 questions: can I delegate it? What must I do? And can I create a process for it? Once you've gone through those, then you actually pick your things that you need to do and you set that list aside. You set it aside. You've written it down, you've acknowledged it, and now let's move on to what needs to be done. What we need to focus on to feel like a success for that day. And by doing this, along with the time blocking that we had talked about before, when you really go through and marry these 2 tactics together, magic happens, y'all. Magic happens. And so tell me in the comments, let me know, number 1, have you been feeling overwhelmed? And number 2, if so, do you think that you can take on this challenge? Can you write it down and figure out, delegate, what must I do, and develop a process? Right? Those are the 3 questions. So in the comments, even if you come in on the replay, y'all, you know I want you to do the work. Let me know if you have been feeling overwhelmed. And if you have, then I want you to do this challenge. I want you to do the work. I want you to do a brain dump, write it all down, get it all out there, because then you've taken the first step to creating order and calm and knowing that no matter what, if you just do that one thing, then the day's been a success, right? And when you start doing this consistently, you see that all the small steps add up to big mountains, right? So that's your tip for today. Your tip for today is let's create calm instead of overwhelm. And let's do my write it down challenge. Brain dump it, get it out there, and move on and be done with it. And then you can systematically pick out what things need to be done because they have more priority. Not all things are created equal, and some things just don't need to be done right now, right? Some things just don't need to be done right now. But there are things that if you do not do them, carry a heavier priority, and that other things cannot follow because that one thing hasn't been done. So eat the frog, y'all. What's that one thing? Eat the frog, eat the thing that you've been avoiding doing, because once you do that, magic follows. It just does. And you feel so accomplished and you get so much more done. So the other thing I wanted to bring up before we leave today, y'all, before we leave today, is that tomorrow I am hosting a webinar at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so noon Eastern. If you have not signed up to grab your free spot, I want you to do so. You need to do it now. So I am in the comments going to put in the link. Let's see if I can do that. You know me, trying to do 2 things at once. I'm going to put in the link, oh, maybe. I'm going to put in the link for y'all to join our free webinar tomorrow about the #1 most overlooked revenue stream in your studio or in your business. And I cannot wait for tomorrow because tomorrow's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm really excited about tomorrow. And let me see if oh my goodness, y'all, I'll get there. Let's see if we can get it. You know me. Oh, I think I got it. Let's see if it works. Ta-da! Wait, maybe. Oh yeah, it worked. Woo! All right, y'all. If you have not grabbed your seat yet, absolutely grab your seat so you can join me tomorrow and we can do a deep dive into the most overlooked revenue stream in your studio and how we can fix that and add it to your program. So I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye, friends.